Hello. Today I'm coming to you with what I'm calling my 10-minute Tuesday. And I think it'll be a 10-minute video. We'll see how long it takes, and maybe this won't be the 10-minute Tuesday and I'll have to, or it might go over. I don't know. It's something new I'm going to start. And I probably will start doing them live here eventually. But today I was trying to kill two birds with one stone. So at my last team meeting, was supposed to be our make and take day. And we had a special guest speaker come join us, so we didn't do our make and take. So I told them that I would get a video out, and of course that's been like almost 2 weeks now, and I didn't get it ready and hadn't got it done yet. And so I decided, like I said, to kill two birds with one stone and do it one for everybody and maybe turn this into the 10-minute Tuesday, but we'll see. So recently in my monthly club, we did, and I'm going to pull a couple of those samples over here real quick. We did what's called the floating strip technique. Now, this is not the ones we used in monthly club, but these are the ones I had first designed. And you cut strips, and they don't have to be the same width. Mine are, but they don't have to be. And then you attach them with dimensionals behind. You attach your let me back up a minute. You attach the DSP strips to acetate or clear window sheets or whatever you have. And then you attach this to, your card base or your layers, and you attach with dimensionals. And that gives it the feeling that it's floating because you've got clear space behind here. So here was one I did when I first started playing with it. And I did a lot of them because I really like this technique, and I think there's a lot you can do with it with some of our beautiful DSPs. So I use the layering circles here, and then I use some of the Amphira pack I had left over from the Expressions in Ink. And then this is the, one of my favorite Biggest Wish stamp set. This one was from. And then Biggest Wish stamp set again, and I use the hexagons, which I am so excited are going to be returning in the new catalog that'll be coming out. So just another way to do it. And then this one just lays flat with the gold layer. Again, these are all from the Expressions in Ink paper, which we'll be saying bye-bye to, which is really sad because it's such beautiful paper. And I'm not a pink girl, but this one turned out awesome, I think, and very simple. Again, the Expressions in Ink, and my very, very favorite embossing folder right now, which is going to be going away. I'm so sad that it's going away. The Artistically now the name of it has escaped me, but anyway, I'll look it up. This one I did layer on a piece of, I die cut the circle and then layered it on a die cut white, and then put some ribbon underneath it and attached it down. Just added some white matte dots on that one. Again, the same paper. Just used the ovals here. Whoops. It was a little crooked, so I was trying to straighten it. Attach some of the ribbon. But very simple once you put them together. So what I'm going to do, and here's some I had already made up, and I have my die cuts already ready to show you how I assemble it at the end. But here's some I already have ready to go that I have attached to the acetate or clear window sheets, whatever you have or you like to use. And I do mine at a half an inch. But like I said, you could do random widths. You could do it skinnier. You could do it wider. There's no right or wrong. But as you see, these were scrap pieces of acetate I still had sitting out, and I have ready to use. Now, Monthly Club, they got a sheet about this big. I want to say it was 4 1/4 or 4 1/2 by like 8 or something. I think they got, because they were making they were making a rectangle and a circle, so they had to have plenty of room to die cut with. But here's another one. So these are all ready to make cards with, and then I have one die cut. Now the other ones that we did for Monthly Club, we actually used this new Waves of Ocean paper, and isn't this just gorgeous? That paper is just, I love it. I wish that was carrying over, but it's while supplies last. And then here's one I did with some of the rectangles and the hexagon and circles. I kind of threw in a little bit of everything. Die cut out of the center of that one and then layered that there. Here was the leftovers from die cutting that. But the possibilities are really endless on what you could do with this floating strip technique. And once you die cut, they don't always look the same width then because of how you lay your die down on the paper. Okay, so what do? It's really quite simple. And I'm going to show you, don't know what that little sticky was. I'm going to start this one and then I'll just move it to the side. I won't do the whole thing. Now, I usually try to make sure my piece of acetate is, I'm going to just wipe off any stuff that might be on it, just with my sleeve. Very professional there. I usually try to make sure my paper is a little bit longer than the piece of acetate, just so you have something to hold on to, but it's not necessary. I use monoglue. Just going to put some glue down here. The only thing you want to be very careful about is putting this down, and here I'm going to bring in a silicone mat here. You want to make sure you don't get glue all over your piece of acetate as you're laying it down. Trying to make sure I don't get out of the camera, and you might see a tip of my head. I'm lining it up on the left and then up to the top and calling that good. And you see I have a little bit leaking out. Probably isn't going to matter because we're going to either cut this down probably or die cut a shape out of it. You know, the sky's the limit on what you can cut with it once you're done. And then all you do is leave a little bit of a gap. And I don't measure, I just eyeball it. Just like this. And then you just keep moving along. Now, once you're finished, like I usually do a whole bunch all at once so that you have a whole bunch to die cut and kind of play with, and then you're getting this part done at the same time. So if you cut your strips, like I said, you can cut the length any length you want depending on how wide of a piece of acetate you're working with. And you can cut your widths any width you want. Like if you want them to go wider, you could go wider. I like the 1/2 inch myself. I think it works really great. I think it's a nice size to work with. I think inch would get a little wide, and I don't think you would really get the same effect depending on what kind of shape you're cutting out. Like some of the smaller circles, if you had 1 inch wide strips here, I don't think they would look as nice in the end if you were cutting smaller circles. Now, if you went down to 1/4 inch, you would get more of an effect with it. I said I wasn't going to do the whole thing, but this piece isn't very big, so I probably will go ahead and put this. And these two colors in this paper, and this is from the Waves of Ocean, this is Pacific Point and Coastal Cabana. I tell you, this paper, if you don't have this particular paper, you need to get some before it's gone. It really brought out some colors that I hadn't used in a while. One was Pacific Point, and the other one was Granny Apple Green. And these colors, with what they did with this paper, are just awesome. Now, when you get down here to your last one, like as you see, it's going to hang over just a little bit and not be on the acetate. And that's fine. Just keep that in mind when you're die cutting your piece out. So here's what you have. Now, I wouldn't go straight to the machine and die cut this. I would give this a few minutes to dry. That's why I say I would cut a whole bunch of strips and do a whole bunch all at once. It's a quick way to make some cards. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to bring in what I already have die cut here. And I'm also going to pull in some pieces from my the Expressions in Ink Amphira pack that I have left over. Now, what we're going to do here is I'm looking to see if I may have to pull out some more glue dots really quick. Yeah, I have a package open. Because I don't want to, I will cut off of these, but I might want just some little ones also. Now I die cut, I had a square kind of like the one we just did, and I was able to fit 3 circles on it. One of them, when I laid it out, once it die cut, it kind of left a little bit of a blank spot. Now I could go back and lay a strip of paper right there to fix that, but I think I'm going to try and tuck it somewhere, but we'll see. And maybe I won't end up using it. I've already stamped thanks with from the Artistically Inked stamp set. I pulled out that thanks. And then I embossed it with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, my favorite one. See, I finally remembered the name of it. Came back to me. Not that it matters. Like I said, it's my favorite and it's going away. Now here's the back side. So I could have used that side of the paper too, but I chose not to. It would have been just as pretty. Now, all we're going to do is, on the back side, start adding our dimensionals. Now, if your spot you're putting dimensionals is, pretty skinny, like some of these will be, then we'll cut some strips down. But right now, I'm going to be fine going with, and these are the minis. I tend to use the mini dimensionals. And I'm altering like 2, 3, 2, 3. You don't have to do it that way. You can put 1 in each spot. I like to have lots of support, I guess you could say. So let's see. This is probably going to go right here like this. And like I said, we're going to see if we can make and we may not have enough room for all 3 of these, or we may just go with 1. Trying to see how we might want to lay that out where we could hide that. Well, I know for sure this is going to go down, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. And then we'll go from there. And like I said, we may not use all of them. We may only use 2 of them and then put some Infera pack leaf or something sticking out. We'll see what we have as we pull it out. Now, if you're, I guess I should have introduced myself since I'm going to post this everywhere. I'm Debbie Danford from Craftier Creations with Debbie. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I forgot that I wasn't just doing this for my team. I'm going to post this for everybody. But what I was getting to, like, see, I have a tiny little piece that didn't when it got die cut, but for the most part, nobody's even going to see that. I'm going to go this way. Our mailing sector is going to start next month. So if you don't have a demonstrator, let me know so that I make sure you get a catalog. If you've ordered from me, or if you're in my monthly club or any of those things, you'll automatically get one sent to you. I think I'm going to put that one there. Let's see what we have in here. Like I said, if you've ordered from me within the last 6 months, or if you're in monthly club or have taken classes, you'll automatically get a catalog sent to you. And if not, and you would like one, just let me know. I'll put a link with this video, but just let me know. I'll have a form you can fill out. I do charge $10 for them, but you get a $10 coupon off your first order. So, because it does cost me to have them shipped, to buy them, any of those things. I'm going to pull out one of these. I have an idea now. I think what I'm going to do is tuck that right there and put this here. Now, as you see, I'm going to lay this on top. So I'm only going to put a dimensional like here, 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 and here, just like that. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to put one. I want to make sure I have them in the right place. Like one here. one there. And I'm not going to worry about putting adhesive here to stick it down there. I don't really think I'll need it, but I'm going to lay it down here and see what happens. But I think we'll be okay by not putting anything right there. Let's get it straight. There's that. This could, no, I'm going to go up here. We're okay if this hangs over the white because this is going to layer onto here. So that'll still work. Actually, let's go ahead and attach this really quick. And we could have added ribbon with it too. I had thought about that. I should have pulled out my Evening Evergreen. So this is an Evening Evergreen card base, 5.5 by 8.5. And then our basic white is 4 by 5.25, embossed with the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, stamped first. The nice thing about this embossing folder, you can emboss and then stamp on top of it. It does work. Done it many times. Like I said, I'm pretty sad this one is going away. I'm going to try just a little bit of glue. A lot of times the foil stuff doesn't do well with the glue, but I'm going to try it because that's what I have right here. I'm going to just, I wanted to move it just a little bit, but it may be glued down now. I'm not going to worry about it. And there you have your floating strip technique. Now I'm going to pull in, I'm going to look for my Gilded Gems here. And let's put a couple of these on here. I like the smaller ones, but I think I'm almost out of those. So we'll just pull some of these. Let's put one down here. I'll put one there. And how about up there? And there you go. And we didn't use this piece, but that's okay. You know, I'm going to set it aside, and I have more of this paper ready to cut that I will make others with. So it might work someplace else. Never get rid of it because it might work. So there you go with my 10-minute Tuesday. I think I did 10 minutes, but I'll see when the video's done, but hopefully. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. You can find me on Facebook at Crafty Your Creations with Debbie, my blog, craftyyourcreations.blogspot.com. Please let me know if you have any questions. And like I said, I will post all the links down there of how to sign up for a catalog if you need a new catalog. Monthly club if you're interested in joining my monthly club. Like I said, in monthly club last month we had, we did these two. And then 2 cards. Monthly club is $36 a month. You make 5 cards, 2 of each. And you get all the supplies. You just accept ink and the bundle. And you have the option to buy the bundle or not. But you usually end up with $15 to $20 in product in your packet. It's usually product like you're going to use. Like this time they got 6x6 pack of the Oceans Wonder of Oceans DSP paper. Then they got 6x12 pack of the foil paper. They got a pack of the bling. So yeah, you get lots of stuff to make many, many more cards than the 5 we usually make in it. So, and sometimes they're 3D projects. They're not always cards. But anyway, I will have all those links down there. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining me. Bye, guys.